First of all, Sesame Street only takes credit for one Muppet here in London today. I just want to make sure that you understand that. So it's such an honor to be here to celebrate the life and legacy of such an extraordinary man. Kofi Annan was a statesman, a tireless champion for peace, and an inspiration to us all. And at Sesame Workshop, he will be forever remembered as a dear friend. One of the things we loved most about Kofi is his relentless optimism. He believed in the power of ordinary people, and even Muppets, to bring about great change. I will never forget when Kofi first came to Sesame Street. He encountered a group of quarrelsome Muppets who were arguing over who would sing the alphabet song first. So, being the consummate diplomat, he was able to diffuse the situation by promoting a peaceful resolution. So I'd like you to take a look. I'll let you in on a little secret. Nan, I don't know if you remember this, but we were on the set together watching, and when it got to the part of, now I've sang my ABCs, Nan turned to me and she says, "Oh, he doesn't know the words to this song. He grew up in Ghana." It simply never occurred to us that he didn't know the words of the alphabet song. Anyway, he was a great sport. Kofi Annan was also a staunch believer that access to education was necessary to create a more peaceful, stable world. And when Sesame Workshop joined forces with the International Rescue Committee to bring critical early learning to children affected by the Syrian crisis, Kofi was one of the first and most passionate advocates. And when the MacArthur Foundation announced that they were going to create something called 100 and Changed to give a $100 million grant to any organization that could offer a proposal addressing a critical issue of our time, we decided to apply. And of course, Kofi was the first to speak out on our behalf. And as he so eloquently said, early childhood intervention is one of the best actions we can take and one of the best investments we can make in our future citizens. The young children are the citizens and the leaders of tomorrow. If we don't pay attention, if we don't invest in them, if we don't educate them and prepare them for the future, we will all pay the price. And I'm thrilled to say that Sesame Workshop, together with the IRC, received that first 100 and Change award, and today we are creating the largest early childhood intervention in the history of humanitarian response. And no one was more excited about that than Kofi. So lastly, of Kofi's many legacies, I think one of his most lasting is surely his fight against HIV and AIDS. His leadership in the creation of the Global Fund to fight AIDS changed the course of the fight against AIDS, saving millions of lives. At the time, Sesame Workshop had recently launched Takalani Sesame, which was our South African production of Sesame Street. And soon after, our partners at the Ministry of Education came to us and said that we had to figure out how to address HIV and AIDS. At the time, 4 out of 7 preschoolers was either infected by AIDS themselves or had been orphaned by AIDS. So working closely with advisors, experts, and local partners, we created the first ever preschool curriculum around HIV and AIDS. And that included the first ever HIV-positive Muppet, Cammy. And Cammy was created to normalize the face of AIDS, to give children a character they could relate to, but also to help children understand you couldn't catch AIDS by playing with Cammy. You could still be her friend. And I believe by breaking down that stigma and that culture of silence surrounding HIV and AIDS, Cammy has literally saved lives. Now, Kofi was a huge fan of Cammy's, and in fact, he made her a champion, a UNICEF champion for children, so that she traveled the world raising awareness about HIV and AIDS. Both Nan and Kofi visited the set of Takalani Sesame and appeared with Cammy, and so I'd like to share the clip when Cammy first meets her hero, Kofi Annan. And I am thrilled to say that Cammy has come all the way from South Africa tonight to be here to honor her hero. Cammy?
Oh, wow! OMG! Hello, everybody! Hello! Oh,
Cammy, I'm so
Mama
excited
Sherrie.
you're here. So happy you're here.
Wow, I'm also so happy to be here to help celebrate my hero, Papa Kofi Annan. Oh, I'm excited.
Well, you know, he was a big fan of yours too. You were his hero, but just by being yourself and sharing your story.
Mm-hmm. Yo, it's so lovely to hear you say that, Mama Sherrie. You know, my mom always said to me, I have to be myself. Always. You know, we all have to share our stories. You know, my story started when I was really young. Well, I was born with HIV, and then my mom died. I felt so lonely, and I was very sad, Mama Sherrie. But guess what?
What?
I got to live with my mom's best friend, Mama Madimpo. She and all my friends at Takalani Sesame are being my new family, and I am so H-A-P-P-Y happy.
Well, I am so glad you are so happy, Cammie, because you have so many possibilities ahead. I can't wait to see what the future holds.
I'll try, Mama Sherrie. You know, Papa Kofi Annan once said something I will never forget.
What? Tell me what it is.
I must try and remember that. Little brain, please remind me what Papa Kofi said.
It was what Kofi said to you, right?
Yes, I'm trying to think. It was a long time ago. He said, if I keep going to school, and if I keep learning, I can be anything I want to be.
You know what? I think he was right.
Oh, and you know, I want to tell everybody out here and everybody listening that you too can be anything you want to. You just have to believe in yourself.
Thank you, Cammie. And I want to make a special thank you also to Nozizwe Zuzu, who has brought Cammie to life, has been with her every step of the way, inspiring children and giving children a character they can relate to. And both of us are so honored to be here. Actually, all three of us are so honored to be here to pay tribute to someone who inspired young and old alike. Thank you.